why should we keep a baby if we get raped?
Because the baby wasn't the person who did the rape.
So why keep a baby? If you keep it, you're gonna get reminded that you were raped, and then two, if you give it for abortion or adoption, your life, for whatever age you are, is messed up for the rest of your life.
Well, I would disagree that if you give a child up for adoption, that your life is messed up because you gave the child up.
Years old and get raped. You have school, you have sports, you have family who would look at you differently. Like, you don't take that in consideration?
I agree that it's not easy. I mean, it's impossible to deny that. The problem is, it is actually a child. I mean, this child has arms and legs, and it's a human being. It does come back to what you're saying. If it's part of the women's body, if it's not a human being, then yeah, they should have that right.
The first, the second trimester.
Well, this is a first trimester abortion. It's a human being. I think and people will say that, well, it's so early in the stage of development that it's a human being, but it's not a human being that deserves rights. But I can't separate humanity from human rights. Human rights and humanities are synonymous. So I mean, that's a position. The rape issue, it's probably the hardest. It's probably the hardest part of this whole issue to deal with. It's the one that people have the hardest time wrapping their minds around and the hardest time dealing with, and rightly so.
That's where there should be leeway. Rape is terrible. You can't really scarred forever if you have a child from someone else.
Well,
say you're married and then you get raped by someone and you have their child. You're married to someone with someone else's child.
Yeah, well, I mean,
how do you live with that?
I can tell you that when I'm married and if my wife got raped, I wouldn't deny her child just because I wasn't the father. I mean, she might, but she shouldn't. That's what I'm saying, is that child is an innocent party. It's an innocent third party to that whole situation, and we shouldn't punish the child for the crime of the father.